Welcome to
KidMath number 14.
KidMath number 14. I'm actually going to do most of the talking and writing in this one, just because I think this is a neat problem. This is kind of half lecture, half problem. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The equation 2x squared plus 3x minus 7 equals 0 has roots r and s. Okay? We don't know what they are, but they're r and s. Write down a quadratic equation having roots of r plus 2 and s plus 2. Okay, so what have we been studying? What were we studying today?
We're studying quadratics with, trying to find the sums and products of quadratics with the x squared constant more than 1.
Right, with this number more than 1. So what was the sum of the roots? We learned the sum of the roots of this equation here. So r plus s. What does that equal for this equation?
This equation, it's negative 3 over 2.
Very good. So the sum of the roots is minus this term divided by this term. And we talked about why that's true. And the product? Can't spell.
No.
R times s is what? What was the product of the roots in this equation?
Minus 7 over 2.
Okay, so the sum of the roots is negative this term over this term. The product of the roots is positive this term. In this case, it happens to be negative divided by that term. Okay? So now, let's look at the sum of these roots. R plus 2 plus s plus 2 would be r plus s plus what?
The r plus s plus 4.
Plus 4, very good.
Since addition is commutative.
Okay, and so we know r plus s is minus 3 halves. So what is minus 3 halves plus 4?
Well, it would be 4 minus 3 halves. 4 is 4 halves. So it would be 1 half. No, wait,
4 is 4 halves.
4 is 16 halves. No, yeah. Yeah. Since I'm wrong.
4 is how many halves?
Is 8.
Very good. So this is 5 halves. Right?
Yes.
Right? Okay, now the product. R plus 2 times s plus 2. Now this is interesting. It's rs plus r times 2. I'll write that as 2r plus 2s. I should draw it on my lines. 2s plus 4. Okay, now this is rs plus 2 times r plus s plus 4. Now you remember 4 is how many halves?
8 halves.
Very good. Okay, so rs is minus 7 halves. 2 times r plus s is minus 6 halves. And then plus 8 halves. Okay, so it's minus 13 halves. What's minus 13 plus 8?
It's minus 13 plus 8 is 5. No, negative 5.
Negative 5 halves. Okay, so we know the sum of our new roots is 5 halves, and the product of the roots is minus 5 halves. Okay, so we could write an equation that was x squared minus 5 halves x. That's the negative sum of the roots for that term, if this begins with 1. Minus 5 halves equals 0. Or we could just multiply everything by 2 and say 2x squared minus 5x minus 5 equals 0. That is the roots of this equation are 2 more than the roots of that equation. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Little arithmetic to start the day. 4 is how many halves?
8.
Very good. Okay, good job, sweetie. Good job.